One's a conqueror of the seas, with a fleet both fierce and grand. One's a mastermind of chaos, with a plan to take the land. One's a force of nature, with storms and fury in his wake. One's a ruler of the underworld, with power none can shake. The four emperors rule the waves tonight. In the world of One Piece, the legend shines so bright. With a treasure map and a crew so grand, we'll follow their adventures to the farthest land. Raise your flag and shout it loud, to the emperors we cheer. In the world of One Piece, where every tale is near. For every battle, every fight, and every daring quest, we'll honor the emperors who put the world to the test.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve coming at you today with a first episode of the Four Emperors podcast. I am here with my boys, Nick, Eric, Danny,
Yo.
What's going on, my yonkos? How y'all doing today, boys?
Good, my brother.
I'm doing great, bro. How you doing?
We doing good. How you doing?
We doing good. We doing good in the hood. Yo, I'm going to pass it to my guy, Nick. Nick, let the audience know what we got cooking today.
What's up, guys? We're going to do a little bit of a structured episode. That's how we want to work it. So first off today, you may have seen in the title, we're doing a Romance Dawn arc review. We're going to throw it over to some card review. If you guys play the Piece TCG, we got some of that for you too. After that whole section, we'll talk about some updates, talk some theory piece, some power scaling, and we might even have a little game in there. And after that, we'll conclude it all. We'll wrap it all up and even have some trivia for the end for you. Appreciate you guys coming on the ride. And we're going to get started today with our Romance Dawn arc review.
Let's do this.
Mr. Daniel, throw me in there.
All right, boys. We're going to go ahead and read a little overview of Romance Dawn. So Romance Dawn is the first arc of the East Blue saga and the first story arc of the entire One Piece series. Now, it introduces us to a world of pirates, the concept of devil fruits, and the first members of Luffy's crew. Now, today we'll break down this arc, discuss some fun facts, just like Nick said, analyze its impact on the series, and even tie it to some current theories from the manga. So, the arc starts in Luffy's hometown. Do you guys remember the village?
Actually, sir, I read the manga, and in the manga, no, it does start his own.
Good try. Good try.
No, yeah, I remember.
I was like, wait, hold on, what?
No, you're right.
Testing you.
Fusha Village,
Yes.
and introduces us to Shanks and the red-haired pirates.
Frauds, yep.
Fraudulent.
It's here where Luffy eats the devil fruit,
Gum
the
gum.
very
Gum fruit.
Gomi no mi.
the very strange fruit found in a treasure chest inside of the restaurant where Shanks and his crew were drinking, which pretty much made Luffy into a rubber man. He goes to have some encounters with multiple people in this arc, gets himself in a couple of situations, a little bit of trouble, but ultimately Shanks ends up saving him and he ends up defeating one of the bad guys, which is Avita.
Before we even really get into that, let's talk about when he's coming up in the first place, right? So we know we got Shanks in the cut, the first introduction of a pirate, right?
Yup.
The guy who basically Luffy models his whole persona based off of him, right? He's like, yo, I want to be a man like Shanks.
True.
I want to do what you guys do. Take me out to sea. Shanks like, bro, no, you're a little kid, dude. Like, we're not doing that. But one thing that I feel like is very important is that Shanks implements that idea of freedom into Luffy and that kid. He's like, yo, when you're a pirate, you're free. Like, you could do whatever you want. And so I feel like that's a big part of Luffy's character and his conviction. I do what I want. I'm a man, I'm gonna live free. And that's what gets him into like all of the shit that he gets into, honestly, because it's just his crackhead energy. I feel like that's the beginning. When he ate that gum fruit, it was laced. You can't convince me otherwise. It was laced. I'm telling you.
The thing is, like, it's so important too when he's like telling, she's like, man, I can handle it. I can be a pirate. And all he's thinking about is fighting, like getting beat up. He's like, I can get beat up. He's like, that's not what we're doing. He's like, we're here to like live the life we want to live. And like that whole moment in the bar where Shanks is like, we're not gonna beat him up, bro. That's not the point of this. The point of us doing this is so that stuff like that happens and it can blow over.
It's just a little booze.
They did get their get back. They did get their ass. Yup.
I'm telling you,
that was good.
As a kid, that was my favorite line in the entire beginning of the arc.
Yep.
Because when Shanks pulls up and he's like, yo, you got my boy, I'm not gonna let that slide. He's like, what you gonna do about it? And they pull out a gun on him. And this is one thing I know, this is different versus the manga versus the anime. So in the manga, he goes, oh, it's not safe to point guns, right? Anime is so much colder, bro. Anime is too much colder.
Maybe I give you it.
Dude, he pulls up. He's like, okay, now that you draw your weapon, Are you ready to gamble your life? He's
Hard.
He's like, what?
I said, put your life
He's
on the
like,
line.
what? He's like, guns aren't for threats. They're for action. Like, immediately, bro,
Take his fucking head off.
so cold. And that's when you're like, oh, this ain't no kid show.
This not for children.
This man got shot point blank in the head,
That's
bro.
cool.
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I thought that was amazing, but the top scene for me in this whole section, man, is Shanks losing his arm. I thought the moment where Shanks lost his arm and just stone-faced, looked him in the eyes, glared at him. Like, we don't even know what that is at this point.
No
but
words.
just some bruja, some magic, somehow
Pure
got that
intimidation.
huge-ass monster to back up. Me
Nah, that was
personally,
cool, too.
That's aura.
that was so cold, bro.
That was cold.
That's aura.
I'll get that to you.
So basically, what you guys are saying is that Romance Dawn is more where we're introduced into dreams, freedom, and the bonds of friendship.
Yeah. Sacrifice.
It's kind of cheesy, but that's basically what One Piece is all about. Once we see everything tie up together after this, we know that coming through, Shanks is someone who, when it comes down to it, it shows that he will go and act out for real when
do
it's
what he gotta
time.
do for his friends.
If you spit on him, if the beer gets tossed on him, everything, he laughs it off. But once it's someone that's immediately close to him, he'll get mad and he'll come at you.
Yeah. I also, because we were talking about it, and you made me remember something, because we were talking about kind of our favorite parts of Romance Dawn, and I remember now, if you read the manga, you know exactly what the page looks like. When Luffy finally leaves the island, and he finally sees that Sea King, right? That giant eel, the one that took Shanks' arm, and he goes, hold on. Gomu Gomu no pistol. And he smacks the life out of that thing. And I realized, oh, this guy's different.
No,
I
for
was like,
real.
hold on.
He came back.
Like, we have time skip already. Like, I didn't. Like, you know what I mean? And if you know me, like, if you like Jujutsu Kaisen or something like that, I love characters that are just ridiculously strong for no reason. They just pop out like a baller. And that was that moment for me.
That's what changed everything for me too. You're right.
Would you say that's the same for you?
Yeah.
The same
Yep.
peak moment?
Yep.
Because that changed it for me.
He,
Like,
he
no
was
training
different.
arcs.
He was different.
No training arcs, just pull up.
Yeah,
immediately.
pull up.
Exactly.
He was different.
Yep.
All right, let's start from the beginning. What do you guys have to say about the beginning where Luffy encounters Alvida, which is the first antagonist, who he defeats, establishing his resolve to become a pirate king? So what do you guys think about that whole situation? Give me some of your thoughts. What do you think about Alvida?
Well, that's also where we meet the GOAT, Kobe,
Okay, there
bro.
we go. The goat. What did you think
Everybody
about Kobe?
loved Kobe, bro.
That's crazy.
What did you think about Kobe?
No, bro. Kobe's a little bitch boy. Like,
I'm about to say, don't ask me.
100%, dude.
no, he pissed
Did you
me
hate
off.
him?
It was like, shut up. Like,
Did you
That's
think?
Dexter's
Did you think him by himself he deterred someone from watching One Piece just because he was so ugly and annoying looking?
Your Honor, I'm in the room. Me.
I wouldn't say that because, like, I felt like we had the satisfaction because Luffy was kind of our gut reaction. Like, every time he's crying, like, oh my
yeah,
God, you can't
okay.
do that. Luffy just punches him in the head, like, shut up, bro. Like, what are you crying about?
That's a good way.
He's
to
like,
look
but
at it.
Don't let
I
your
wouldn't-
dreams be dreams.
Exactly. He's like, you'll never be able to do it. You just can't. It's impossible. It's
Yep.
like, bro, what?
Like, what?
Like,
Yeah.
you downplaying my dreams right now, bro? Get up.
And that's a good point. That's the first person who Luffy takes his time and actually cares about his Kobe's
Shows him the
dreams
light.
and shows. That's the first person that Luffy inspires.
Yeah, man.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, like that. We see his influence there.
And I think because you mentioned inspired, and I think that's actually a really big word because if you read comics, read manga, so many of these stories are like, not to get in there, very biblically based, right? So many like references to the Bible, those stories. And in this story, it's kind of obvious, that's Jesus D Christ right there. He ate the gum, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being a bit serious. So Luffy is genuinely inspired by Jesus Christ. And when he, Luffy's not a character like Goku or Naruto. This is what he shows us in the beginning in Romance Dawn. He's not a character to like overcome these tribulations. Will he win? No, he's Superman. We're not there to say, can he beat Alvida? Will he win the fight? That's not what this manga is about. This manga is about showing people there's a better way to live.
It really, yeah. I feel like it established it early on that this was not like it is still a coming of age story, but it shows just how serious Luffy is, right? Because we have these moments where it's like, oh yeah, you want to go up against these big antagonists. Like, I'm the pirates, I'm the baddest in the East Blue, blah blah. Luffy's like, whatever.
To just bring it back to the question though about Kobe. For me personally, you mentioned it right there. Like, he's Superman, bro. Luffy is Superman.
Yep.
It was so nice for me to see that every character in the verse wasn't going to be completely busted. it was nice to see a scrub, more relatable character like Kobe come through. He has no skills. Coming of age story, right? To me, coming of age is like not knowing what you want to be, not knowing what you want to do. Kobe's, I mean, he knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't have any achievable way to get there.
Yeah, he didn't have to resolve.
He didn't have to
had no
resolve
bag.
either. He had no bag.
yeah.
He had no bitches, no money. He had none of that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All he needed though
Was-
was some inspiration and to have someone show him that it's possible, and that's where Luffy came in.
And that's when Luffy stood up to Alvida, and that's when Kobe changed his mind.
And speaking of Alvida, what do y'all think about her? That's technically our first bad guy, our first real quote unquote enemy pirate that we see.
Dude, personally, bro, I hated Alvida, bro.
Damn.
Like, they made, all right, the live
she's an
action is
independent
different.
woman.
Live action is different. She looked nicer in the live action, but she repulsed me in the anime. You were talking about earlier about like, did Kobe turn you off? No, he didn't. Alvida almost did.
Damn.
I felt like she was a very, I'm sorry to shit on One Piece. I'm a One Piece lover. I started watching it 15 years ago, but I thought that villain was weak, bro.
Who?
I didn't think she had any substance. I think Alvida as a whole, like, there wasn't really much. You didn't know anything about her other than she ran a ship and she was mean and had a club and was ugly and fat. True. He really made it simple to hate a villain, and I don't know. I just didn't find much enjoyment. I loved that Luffy punched her, and like, I love that part, but as a villain, I didn't really enjoy it.
My take on that, I feel like Oda, yeah, it was very repulsive, but I think it was also kind of funny because, you know, her hype up was like, oh, who's the most beautiful? Like, you didn't get to see her yet. You just saw everybody hyping up.
You think that was a Disney
beautiful
reference?
In the sea? Huh?
You think that was like a Beauty and the Beast reference?
Maybe.
Mirror,
I'm
mirror
not
on the
too
wall?
sure. She's like,
That'd
you
be
know,
kinda
who's the
cool.
most beautiful on the sea? And everybody's like, oh, you are. And then they show her, and she looked the way she looked, and you're like, okay. But like, we also get a taste, like, that's our first actual like example of what we call a bad pirate, because we know they didn't really mind Shanks when he was in town, right? But this is a pirate where there's like, yo, you say one wrong thing and she'll kill you.
Like a real antagonist.
Like, yeah, she'll kill you. It's all fun and games, but you say something wrong. There's a reason why she got all these people to say what she's saying. It's not because of actual admiration. These people are in fear of their life. Right?
Actual fear.
In fear in her life. So yeah, man, she was like a good first villain. I feel like in terms of introducing what a pirate means in this world, in the One Piece world.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, because I feel like One Piece does a really, I guess, interesting way of displaying what pirates can be and what the fictitious world of One Piece as a pirate is. Like, for example, Luffy's not a typical pirate. I personally, based on this part so far, he feels more like a hero to me than a pirate.
Right.
My head, my own bias, my own perspective is pirates are just plunderers. Like, they do damaged things, they do really bad things. So it was nice to see Alvida, who was like fit that description of just being an asshole.
Like a ruthless pirate.
Like
Exactly.
what you think a pirate would be.
That's
Exactly.
good. All right, so we're gonna go off on to our next topic. Before that, I do want to give you guys a little bit of the character inspirations. Did you guys know Luffy's character design and personality are all influenced by
Jesus.
Oda's childhood hero, Goku from Dragon Ball?
Monkey
Yeah.
boy.
Which explains Luffy's simple yet determined nature. Another one, Shanks is rumored to be based on a combination of real-life pirates, including the infamous red-hair pirate, Red Rackham.
Oh,
Rackham. Yeah,
interesting.
Yep, Red Rackham. Now, let's jump off to the next one. We're going to talk about the pivotal moment of Luffy's setting up to form his crew and meeting with Zoro,
Major Black Force energy.
marking the start of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Moss head.
Now,
Demon mode.
Zoro comes off as a
Zolo.
crazy bounty hunter who is feared across the East Blue, and Luffy's like, interesting. I like this guy.
Yeah.
Let's go meet him. Let's go.
One thing though that I would say, before he was even open to having Zoro as a member, he wanted to know what kind of person he was. Like, yeah, you're a bad guy or whatever, but like, if you're a crappy person, if you do bad things, then he's not really gonna want to mess with you like that. He waited to see before he decided he wanted Zoro on his crew, because he kept telling Kobe, he's like, I'll wait. Let me find out what kind of person he was.
And
that girl convinced him.
Yeah, what was it?
It was the fact that Helmeppo was a
bum.
dickhead.
Horrible.
Our first dickhead.
Horrible person.
Yeah.
And Zoro over
Fraud.
here standing up for her, and standing up for the girl and the rice cakes and eating the rice cakes off the dirt, and holding he's a man of his word, and so Luffy really just admired that.
Me
so
too.
that's what like made him feel like, okay, he's a demon, so what? Like, everybody fears him, so what? He's a pretty cool guy.
a pretty cool guy.
I want you in my crew. You're in my crew.
He had decided. And one little thing, onigiri, the food that the little girl gave him. I don't know if this is a fact, but I think he did name one of his attacks after the rice. I don't know if it's factual or not, but
I like obviously big Zoro enjoyer over here. I never got into One Piece when I was younger because the anime was so ugly. I'm sorry, anime only watchers. But the one thing that I saw that was like, was the guy with the green hair with 3 swords. When I saw him put one in his mouth to fight, I was like, oh, hold on. Hold on. Wait, what he gonna do? So I'm really excited that we meet him so early on. It's literally like, I think chapter 2 in the manga where we finally meet Zoro and we go through his story with the girl with the rice balls. Moved me. Maybe I cried. I won't admit that right now. But I loved them, so I love that story.
One thing that surprised me though, for somebody who's as important to the story as Zoro, it's crazy because I didn't grow up reading the manga. I recently read it, like just to do this episode. His backstory is only 7 pages. Like it's one of the quickest backstories I think we've had to date, like in the show. And so, you know, isn't it interesting how somebody who has such deep characters, like you don't need all this crazy backstory and all this. He said, I want to be the greatest swordsman in the world. This is why I want to be the greatest swordsman in the world, and that's what I'm going to do. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need nothing else. You don't need long backstories and training. No, you just need this. This is his goal. This is what he's going to do.
And it works.
Did you guys think that Zoro, like not to go into the future episodes, but from your perspective of just this arc, how like important did you think Zoro was going to be? Like, do you think he was always going to be like a pivotal character in the story, or do you think he was going to die off like Game of Thrones? What was your thought?
You know when I knew he was going to be important is when he had his first protect the captain, like don't touch my captain moment, right? Where Luffy goes to save Kobe, right? Because Helmeppo's holding him hostage. True.
Yep.
Gum pistol. Don't even look. Don't even sweat. Nothing. Just focus on Gum pistol, and all you hear is, "Nice one, Zoro." And you're like, what? Next thing you know, Morgan's falling over. So it's just like, I got you, Captain. Like from that moment, I was like, nah, this is like,
hold on.
Like he's gonna be big. Like that was like such a cool moment where I felt like this guy he's gonna do something. Like he's gonna be something for real.
I agree. I think in the live action too, if you guys have seen that same fight that we just mentioned, it's like super synergized. It's literally Zoro and Luffy. It's not Zoro fighting someone, Luffy fighting someone. They're like fighting as a team, and you go, these guys are special to each other, you know, and in different ways. This is her first crewmate, right? This the right hand man, supposedly.
Just mutual respect and determination for their own independent goals. Like it's not like we're friends or anything. It's like you have your goal, I have my goal, and we're going to do whatever we can to achieve it, even if it costs us our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say, for me at least, Luffy isn't, at least based on the chapters we've read so far, if you watch the episodes up to this point, Luffy's not a smart man. Like he's not deep into like, oh, his fucking charisma, his ability to analyze a situation. No, it's very much sort of like Steve just said, but pretty much
all surface.
Luffy has a goal, simple goal, become king of the pirates. He likes people with simple goals who are motivated, who he could pull from inspiration. I think he mentions it early on that he's trying to build a crew.
Yep.
So here he knows an idea of what he wants in that crew. Similar goals, similar attitudes. I think it was that simple. I think when we go deep into like, the analysis of, damn, did Luffy really see the potential in Zoro to be the future swordsman? I don't know if he actually did. I think he just liked the character, like who he is as a person, most and foremost.
I don't think he cared. Like Zoro has his own thing. But yeah.
One question before we push this, I had one integral question for all three of you.
I want to hear it.
Who won you over more, Luffy or Zoro?
Luffy.
All right, we got one Luffy. From Danny.
Let me see.
Oh, it's tough out
You're
here.
asking me.
No, that's tough because both of them. It will definitely be those two out of everybody.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Out of like Shanks or whatever, it's definitely between those two.
I'm gonna say Luffy.
I'm gonna say Zoro. Not just to be different, right?
Yeah.
Because like I liked Luffy, but it was more so the introduction of Zoro that made me be like, okay, I want to see where they're going with this.
Man, I say Zoro too.
Because Luffy's good by himself, but like I don't know how I would feel if like, for instance, if that whole arc was just Luffy by himself. There's only so much that you could get off of that.
Yeah.
But having that introduction of Zoro too, and like this is his own goal, his own story, his own thing. I felt like that's really cool because all of a sudden it's not centered around Luffy no more. It's both of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, like for him, that's what's finalized it for me. Like, oh yeah, I'm watching.
Luffy got me into the show. Zoro hooked me. That's all I gotta say.
So let's wrap this up, boys. Kobe goes off to do his thing, and now Zoro and Luffy are off to their adventures. So that was kind of just a brief review.
Our thoughts.
Our thoughts on Romance Dawn. I swear you guys need to check it out for yourselves if you haven't already. I haven't read it until recently, and it's so good. Even though I'm all the way caught up, it's something that I wouldn't mind going back and reading again. We're going to move on to our next topic here. We got the TCG card review with Big Nick.
Blackbeard here. I actually just got a Blackbeard card recently. So in this little segment, I'm going to do a little quick rundown of OPTCG. We're going to talk about some meta, what's going on right now, some news. Every week, something's changing in this whole world.
Thanks.
There's been a couple tournaments this last week, and that's kind of where we go off by the meta, because every card, any deck can feel strong, but until you go against the best players in the world, you really see what your deck is made of, right? So right now, we're seeing a bit of Black Rob Lucci, and in every single black deck you see, you're seeing the 8-cost Black Gecko Moria. Now, this card has been nonstop talked about on Twitter, on TikTok, about how it needs to get banned ASAP. And as a black deck player, I'm kind of hurt, and I don't want that to happen.
You're what?
I'm sorry, what? My fault. I play black deck BLM, so you know what I'm saying? What else am I gonna do? But as you guys may not have heard, but we've recently had our first ban list for cards. The first time cards have ever been banned from the competitive play.
Really?
Yeah, and it just so happens that it's the deck I play. It's Black and Blue Sakazuki. And so what Black and Blue Sakazuki is about is you play Black Rob Lucci in your deck, and you basically are just going back and forth with getting rid of their cards, making sure your cards stay on the field, and you're fighting. And so they got rid of it. It was too strong. It was played over 60% of almost every major tournament for the past 6 months, and it got banned. And so now, new OP came out, the PBR new set is coming out, and I would think about a month from today's time. They're going to be doing reprints of old manga cards, of old special cards. Because of that, a lot of cards are dropping in price. Me and the guys here, we've done some pack openings, and we'll check, and we'll see, hey, ooh, look. And I told them, that's a banger. That's a banger pull. Alternate art, leader card, everything like that.
2 cents.
Boom.
$1.
10 cents. Jump scare.
2 cents. 5 cents.
Jump scare. We put our mortgage on these packs.
If we could even find those packs, I'd be trying to go to every Five Below card shop near me, board game spot. I go to the card shops near me. I've gone like 30 minutes out of my way just to check card shops to see if they have One Piece. They're always sold out, bro.
Yep.
Always.
That's crazy, man.
Exactly. And so because of this new PBR pack that everyone knows what's coming, and they're revealing what's going to be in them, prices are dropping. They're like, oh, this $80 Katakuri, well, they're not charging that anymore. Now it's $15. I have a buddy who bought 3 of them for $70. And now, don't look at the prices. You're going to throw up.
Stocks are down.
Exactly. So what we're really focusing on now, there's a Black Rob Lucci that's abusing this Gecko Moria deck card, in black. There's Black and Yellow Luffy that's getting played. And there's RP Law, which has just been announced to be banned as well. So the other deck that was getting a lot of play, it's getting killed. So basically meta's shifting, meta's changing. That means prices are changing. That means new sets are going to have different prices. It's going to affect everyone, even the people who don't really play competitively. Because like I said, my friends here, they're not all the way playing competitively just yet.
I got no idea what you're talking about
I know.
Ooh, shiny card looks cool.
Exactly.
And it's worth money.
Is there a Luffy card? Let me get it.
Exactly. So with these bans causes power vacuums, and with power vacuums causes demand, and with demand and supply, that whole thing, I don't do economics. Prices are dropping right now, and they'll spike back up soon enough. If you guys are looking to buy your own packs, wait till this PBR set comes out with these reprints. Just wait to see what happens. That's what I would do. If you're looking to try to buy and resell at the best opportunity, just give it a minute. And who knows what happens when these starter decks come out next month as well, adding a lot more cards to the pool that are guaranteed. But yeah, that's basically all of it for card review for now. Throw it over to our next subject. We got a little bit of discussion going on.
No, we got some One Piece news we gotta discuss real quick.
Oh, really?
Let me hear it.
All right, so this is what we got going on, boys. So the One Piece orchestra experience. We all know how banging some of these theme songs are.
True.
We know the Walk to Onlong Park. We know those songs. Imagine seeing like they're having the scenes on screen while you're having a live orchestra play.
Damn.
It's so peak, bro. But it's a world tour, so you know it's taking forever. I think there's only 3 shows left in the US. The next shows, because I know we're gonna have some listeners in New York at the King Center, that's going to be on October 11th, 2024. Next, after that, the next US show is in Chicago, Chi-Town, at the Symphony Center on January 18th, 2025, bro.
Amazing.
Right? And then the last one, which, bro, I think if we could, we need to go, bro. Honestly, it's in Atlanta at the Atlanta Symphony Hall, and that's June 25th and 26th, 2025. Plenty of time to plan, right? Tickets are like 60, ranging from 60 to $100, and the $100 is like the VIP ones. So it's not.
I better meet Luffy.
So if you guys can, like, don't miss your chance to experience like the epic journey that is.
No, that's a good price.
One Piece music, bro.
Yeah.
High Next, One Piece live action season 2 update.
Yes, sir.
Now, we gotta talk about the highly anticipated season 2 of the One Piece live action series. Of course, coming off the success of season 1, everybody's buzzing about what's coming up next. So we're hearing rumors and actual confirmations now of new castings, including we got some big name actors stepping into the shoes of very iconic characters.
Yes.
Like we have Miss Chandra's. I'm not even sure how you say it.
I don't say it well either.
She's playing Vivi, and everybody knows her from Bridgerton.
I love her in Bridgerton.
Yeah.
The thing is, who's Vivi? That's Miss Wednesday. I don't even think that's Miss Wednesday. I think it's like Monday or something.
But
we don't know what he's talking about, guys.
And then we got Katie Seagal as Dr. Korea. Even though people
That's
wanted
awesome.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm not going to lie.
I don't think I want her.
You didn't want her? I feel like it's a good pick. I feel like
I love the live action cast for Dr. Kureha. She is awesome. She was the mom in Sons of Anarchy, and she was Leela in Futurama.
Okay. So there's hype.
She's a perfect cast.
Yeah, we got some really good.
She's gonna be peak.
We got some really good cast. We're gonna repost that on IG later. It's also confirmed that the next season is going to cover the Loketown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden,
Some fun stuff.
and Drum Island.
Yep.
Right. So
Peak.
y'all gotta stay tuned for that.
Getting
Me
chocolate.
personally, I'm really excited for Little
gun?
Garden, bro. I can't wait to see them giants, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
We want to see the black guy, man.
Nobody want to look at the booger guy, bro. Nobody want to look at the booger guy, bro.
They're gonna
Come
make
on
him
now.
white too. I just know it, man.
Anyway, next, we gotta talk about the One Piece remake by what studio? So we all know what studio, the animation powerhouse behind big hits like Attack on Titan, is working on a One Piece remake. This remake is set to reimagine some of the early arcs with updated animation, giving everything a fresh new coat of paint on an already goated story. Multiple veterans are working on this, and they're working closely with Oda himself.
Awesome.
Yeah, just to talk about the remake, man, I am so excited. I
Me
feel
too.
like
Yes,
one of
sir.
the huge burdens of One Piece, and maybe I'm just a hater, even though I have 3 One Piece tattoos, like I'm obsessed with it, but the animation is kind of lacking early on.
99.
It's hard for me to convince friends or family or acquaintances because I'm at work. I'm like, yo, have you watched One Piece? Yeah. Like,
You ever heard of One Piece?
and then
I can
they're like,
do
you know
that.
what? The fact that you're willing to ink yourself, I'll try it. And then they go 1 episode in, they see the animation from the 90s.
sir. Yeah.
They sort of get turned off a little bit. Now they have a reason to get hyped. I don't think they're gonna get as lost early on because, let's be honest here, boys. I feel like for a lot of people, for them to say they were fully hooked on One Piece, it didn't happen in the first 7 chapters. It didn't happen. Fully hooked, like you guys are obsessed about it. I don't know about you. For me, it took me all the way till Alabasta.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
fair.
long
I feel
time.
like that's fair.
I was hooked when I heard We Are.
Just to bring
Oh, brother.
just to bring it back though. Just my whole point is with this Wit Studio announcement, the fact that they're gonna speed up the pace a little bit, the fact that the animation is gonna be crisper and more easily accessible.
Yep.
I think that's gonna be a great thing for One Piece fans, just like how the live action was.
And it's going to look like Attack on Titan.
It's gonna look like
It's-
No, we saw the art style. No,
It's not like that.
It's not gonna look like
It's
Attack on
no,
Titan.
but okay, it's not. But it's okay. It's not gonna have as much censoring as we did
That
in
is true. They confirmed it's
in
gonna
this
be-
studio. So
gonna be gruesomer.
it's gonna be more related to the manga.
I need to see that scene again.
We're all waiting for the-
gun.
yeah.
Guns are for thirsty for action. This time I see.
do
his
you,
head
do you think they
explode.
keep it manga though? Do you
Yeah.
think they're gonna use the same dialogue as they used in the
they
anime?
need to keep it the same, bro. That was the goal line.
Aren't they
Immediately-
focusing on the manga though?
Flag.
They might change.
Yeah.
it.
Well, who knows? But anyway, it's a big thing, and we're all excited to see because it also makes it more digestible. You're talking about 1,000+ episodes, down to like 263.
Thank the Lord.
Which is going to be a lot more digestible to a bunch of people. Even though people complain One
It
Piece
is-
are too long.
it
No,
is-
you're a fan of Dragon Ball. You're a fan of Naruto.
Yeah,
you're a fan of
exactly.
Naruto Shippuden. You're a fan of Boruto. Like, don't come to me
Literally.
talking about it's too long.
They're not as ugly.
That is a big problem that we have to deal with as One Piece
Whatever. All right.
fans.
Do you guys want to make bets?
On
What
what?
finishes first, the OG Toei animation or the Wit Studios?
Oh,
No, I think
What's
it's.
this for sure?
I think Toy, because I think they said that the new animation is gonna be like 10 years. until
No,
they even catch
I
up to
thought it
what
was
they
gonna
are
be
now.
more than 10 years.
Or something like until they even catch up to like current.
Oh, really?
some
Okay,
crazy
good.
stuff.
And
Crazy,
then
crazy stuff.
last but not least, just a quick little mention for our Orlando natives. We got the Kura Sushi X One Piece collaboration that we all tried out last weekend.
Yeah, we were there.
Anywhere near a Kura revolving sushi bar, there's going to be a special treat for you. The One Piece collaboration is now live for a limited time. You can enjoy like new menu items. We did not get to try that. Exclusive.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, not
Hashtag-
sponsored.
It wasn't sold out day
Sold
one.
out.
They didn't even give it to us. But exclusive in-stores giveaways. The whole place is decked out in straw hat gear, so it's really cool. It's a perfect way to enjoy some great food while celebrating your love for the series. When I say, like, you gotta go because supplies are limited, supplies are limited. Like, I think they told us they sold out the first or second day of them being there. But there's gonna be some new drops in September. They're gonna resupply. So if you have the time and you're in the Orlando area, check it out. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Next, the meat and potatoes. From moving forward, this is going to be a spoiler zone. If you have not caught up,
Get out of here,
Get out-
brother.
get
Get
out.
out.
We love you guys. We love you guys. But just leave a minute. It's Adult Swim right now.
Close your ears.
This is the adults on the
You
pool.
meet you at Wano. Meet you at Wano.
We'll meet you at current arc.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're here.
Catch up, scrub. But anyway, so going into the latest chapter in manga and anime, we have reached the end of Egghead. And I think it's kind of poetic how we're starting with Romance Dawn and we're catching up
starting
with
with the ends of the current
Wild.
current arc. So, like, I just want to get you guys basic thoughts. What you guys thought of the Egghead arc as a whole?
Amazing. I thought it was gonna be a very, very hard thing to pull off after Wano, but it does look like Egghead will be and is better than Wano, in my opinion.
You think
So-
it is better than Wano?
Yes. So I thought it was gonna be very hard to
There's a
pull
lot
off.
better than one.
Wano was amazing. Wano was peak, and Egghead, I think, surpassed it. The animation was amazing. The story was amazing. It just turned everything upside down. It's crazy. And if you guys have any thoughts on the crazy events that have been happening, let me know what your thoughts are.
I just wanted to make one little point. You brought up Wano, you brought up Egghead. I can't take that slander that you think Wano is amazing, but Egghead is also amazing. Do you remember? I don't know. I know you got into like One Piece a little bit later on, Danny, but
Damn.
no, this is not meant. This is not meant to be shade.
Called him a noob.
There's a difference between you get to zoom through the episodes, like binge it, versus having to sit week by week
Oh, he might be
over the
cooking.
course of. And Wano was so long, bro.
I said throughout all Wano.
He's cooking.
Wano was so long,
Get his ass, Eric.
bro.
Get his ass, Eric.
And the first half of it was a slugfest, bro. Please don't come at me saying Wano was amazing unless you're splitting up Wano into two different parts.
Well, I can tell you for a fact I started One Piece 4 years ago, so I had to go Wano week by week. I had to do it. I had to do Wano weekly, so I know what it is to wait
Rest in
episode to
peace.
episode.
Mid-weekly, I couldn't do that.
Wano was amazing. How can you say Wano was not good?
yeah,
I think Wano
All
was
right,
amazing.
before Roof Piece and before everything else that went on after Orgashima or whatever.
Get him, Eric.
Name some iconic moments in the first half of Wano, please.
Beat his ass.
Be my guest.
the
I'm
whole,
all open here.
I'll tell you one really quick. Okay, what do you think about the smile fruit?
You mean the one that was introduced in like Dress Road, Punk Hazard? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the whole situation at the
mean like the
village.
people? Like the
yeah,
people?
the people, Zoro,
You
everything
think
that was happening.
peak? Like
That was-
that's what made
dude,
that part of the arc a 10 out of 10.
That's very, when you think about it, dude, there's people that suffer where they're crying and people are dying and starving and poor, and they're just laughing and smiling throughout all this misery and just horrible livelihoods, and Zoro walks into this, a tough guy, and he's like, dude, what is happening here? This is a nightmare. And that was really early on, and I think that's peak. That's some peak writing right there. That's like get you good.
I guess I'm a hater, bro.
Bro, first of all, first person contestant, fraud watch, fraud watch, buddy. Chopper, bro. Chopper's being put on fraud watch. In order to cure somebody.
Get a new rumble ball, buddy.
Come on. Like you're trying. Your whole thing out here was to become like somebody who could heal everybody, and you don't heal these children. You don't heal. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
Fraud watch. Bro.
To defend Chopper, though, did he not save Law?
What?
Did Chopper, with his invention of the rumble ball, and then he handed it over to
an Egghead.
Yeah.
an Egghead.
Oh yeah.
He indirectly saved lives.
I got a
bro.
lot to say about
Chopper
that.
was complicit in child genocide.
That's your
Quick
It
little
wasn't to the very end, bro. Where against the Oni, where Chopper actually did something,
dude.
bro.
Quick little fact.
And that was temporary.
We see that Beppo has way more will and strength than Chopper.
He's Beppo Gaines.
When Beppo went full on Rumble, every time Chopper goes on full Rumble, you know what happens? He falls down, can't move a muscle. Beppo went full on, fell down, couldn't move, saw what Law was gonna die, and he got up. When Chopper was never since all the beginning of One Piece, he was never able to get up after.
Chopper Monster Point has been nerfed in recent.
So hard.
I don't. No, it has not. No, it hasn't.
No.
Nope.
His points in general, like his use with the Rumble Ball, has been nerfed. Since,
I don't think so.
Do you give
really
his
don't
moment
think
with
so.
Queen in Wano like?
Dude, that's amazing.
Do you give that anything or no?
So what? Like I don't care. I don't give a fuck, bro.
What?
He's a fraud,
Dude,
bro.
Compared to Frank, Frankie decks a Vice Admiral, which, by the way, Vice Admirals are so dog shit in this.
Dude,
so dog shit. That was Frankie's big feat. Meanwhile, number three Queen, Chopper actually tosses multiple times.
times.
He
ran up on Queen.
It didn't really do nothing. You talking about Frankie drove his motorcycle on Big Mom's face, bro.
That's
Like
peak.
they don't care. It was just his
Brooke-
circumstance.
oh, yeah, Brooke was on
the
that.
whole
He's
time.
like, yo.
Chopper's like, oh, I could only do it for this long, guys. Like,
And-
and he dancing and all that. I don't want to see that.
Nah,
I want to see Monster Point used to be scary, bro. When Monster Point showed up, it was getting serious.
It's
And I
like
was
the Hulk, Hulk was scarier when he had no power, but then Bruce Banner, when he got more power, more control over Hulk,
but it's
he
only Bruce
doesn't
Banner.
seem as
Well,
strong.
Professor Hulk
We're only
is
getting
ass
Bruce, though,
compared.
bro. There's no
Professor
Hulk.
Hulk is ass compared.
And it's Bruce Banner as a
Yeah.
cutie patootie. It's not even like a
It's
man.
like Hulk from Miss Hulk. What's the
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk.
You know,
that's
that's
like
a
that
perfect
Hulk.
example because not to get off topic, I know we're all One Piece fans here.
We're on
but
Wano right now.
But
We're
in,
supposed to be talking about
just to pull it,
I know.
one reference, the whole Hulk reference. Hulk hasn't transformed in like 4 Marvel movies, bro. Just like Chopper, bro. But let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
So,
to
What we're saying is Beppo is stronger and more will than Chopper. That's something that I wanted to point out.
We're still hitting the fraud button.
Yeah, fraud.
For
But
today.
let's go ahead. We
Chopper
we
fraud.
do have to wrap this up. We have people are busy here apparently with lives and kids. Like, we would have known,
Something like
bro.
that, man.
But I got a question to the audience here. You go ahead and just leave it in the comments. Just maybe save it for next episode. We're gonna give you the answer, but maybe you know ahead of time.
No trivia.
Who did Ace pretty much beat to get invited to be a warlord?
Only real ones know that one.
All right, bro. We're going to be dropping this question on the Discord as well. So if you are not already a member, please join the Yonko crew, dog.
Yes, sir.
Link in the description.
Subscribe.
Join our Discord.
If you're not in there,
Fraud.
alert.
Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and our TikTok.
We're
Yes,
gonna be
which
everywhere.
is the 4
4
M's.
M's.
There you go. EMPS. The 4, and they're all letters. There's no numbers in that. Just the 4 M's.
Yeah, everything's going to be in the description in the show note. Listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for listening to our first ever episode of the 4 Emperors podcast. Fun. We're going to hit y'all next week with the next arc review, as well as keep talking about who's going to be next on the Fraud Watch caliber.
Yes, sir. No one's safe.
Talk about what's going on in the
Fraud
One Piece
Watch,
verse as
Fraud
we head
Watch.
off to Elbaf, man. It's going to be a lot to discuss.
We'll be there.
We hope y'all there.
Hell yeah.
And we will see y'all next week.
Thank you. This
Have
is
a
Nick.
great one, boys. Eric.
Danny.
And it's your boy, Steve.
All right,
Hey,
we'll
yo,
see you
peace
next
out,
time.
boys.
All right, peace.
One's a conqueror of the seas, with a fleet both fierce and grand. One's a mastermind of chaos, with a plan to take the land. One's a force of nature, with storms and fury in his wake. One's a ruler of the underworld, with power none can shake. The four emperors rule the waves tonight. In the world of One Piece, the legend shines so bright. With a treasure map and a crew so grand, we'll follow their adventures to the farthest land. Raise your flag and shout it loud to the emperors we cheer. In the world of One Piece, where every tale is near. For every battle, every fight, and every daring quest, we'll honor the emperors who put the world to the test.